Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a minute. We're not going to talk about that. Anyway, so by the title of this video, you already know what's going on. I get a lot of questions on TikTok about creating product labels. And it's something that's really simple, but a lot of people are interested in learning how to make their own. And I want to be the one that shows you how to do that. Y'all know on my channel, I do have a video of me making labels for my lip gloss business. As of right now, that's no longer a thing. So I wanted to do just a updated version of that video. So we are going to learn how to design product labels using Canva. At the end of this video, I'm going to also walk you through a print vendor that I used to use. But yeah, let's just get right into it. So first of all, I haven't been on Canva in a while. Like a week is too long to be off Canva. I think I haven't been on Canva longer than that. So I haven't had a chance to really play around with all of the updates that they have going on. But there are a lot that I have noticed. Like just going into... I usually use Instagram posts to make flyers or whatever. Okay, so one of the things that I have noticed is the spacing feature. I'm just going to duplicate this and duplicate it again to where it shows you how much space you have in between lines. That way you can keep everything even throughout your designs. You see there's 22 in between those two lines, and then once you move it further, it doesn't really tell you. So it's letting you know, hey, it's 22, we're gonna call it points, 22 points in between this word and this word, and then there's 22 points in between these two. So that basically helps with keeping everything aligned and spaced correctly. Another thing I did notice is that little menu. If you didn't notice it just then, I'm going to show you here. So when you place an element, now it gets its own little menu where you can duplicate it. You can delete and you can copy paste, and sometimes it'll let you like move things forward and stuff like that. Like, let me show you. If I duplicate this box, and I'm gonna go ahead and change the color just so you can see what I'm doing. See how the black is on top of the blue? With this menu, it allows you to go ahead and send it to the back. And now the blue is on top of the black. Instead of having to, go up here and move stuff and find the menu and delete and copy and all that, you can do it right from that element, which I love that feature. So we are back on the home page of Canva. What we're going to start with today is basically talking about measuring your containers. When you are creating labels for a product, you want to measure the container that the product is going into. A lot of times when I get orders for product labels, when I say what size in inches you want your labels, that means how big do you want your label on your container. A lot of people like to send, hey, I have 2-ounce jars, I have 4-ounce jars, but that doesn't help me, because you can have a really tall jar that holds 2 ounces of your product, or you can have a really wide jar that holds 2 ounces, or you can have a really, really small jar that holds 2 ounces. I can't measure your products from that. I can't figure out the label size from that. So when you are making your own or ordering labels from someone, you need to measure your products. If you want, say for instance, you want your product, you want your label to just cover the front part of your product, you would need to take a ruler, measure from, let me get a square so we can see. I'm going to use a square. Oh, you know what? We can use the ruler. Let's use the ruler. Okay, so Canva has rulers on here. So if you were going to get just a front-facing square label, you need to take your ruler, measure how high you want the label to cover on your product, and then how wide you want it to go. So whatever number you get from here to here with your ruler, and then from here to here, that's the size that you want to make your label. So for instance, we'll say this is a square that is 2 inches. So your label size needs to be 2 by 2. And that's how you really you measure your labels. Like sometimes vendors will send you the measurement of your full bottle. Like say for instance, this jar is 5 inches high. You would need to subtract all of this space to where you want the label. So don't send your designer 5 inches. Don't create your label 5 inches because that's how big your jar is. That means it's going to cover the entire jar, and you don't want that. Okay, so getting right into yes, I'm going back and forth to the homepage. It's a lot. Getting back into creating the actual labels and the different type of labels. We're going to do both labels. The first one that we're going to do is a rectangle label. I can't ever talk. The first thing that we're going to do is a rectangle label. So, create a design, and we're going to do custom size. The width that I want this label to be is 4 inches. So I'm going to change this to inches. Put 4, and the height I want it to be is 0.5. So 0.5, and then create a new design. This particular label is going to be a wraparound label. Basically that's too long. Let's make this 3 inches. But it's going to be a wraparound label. Basically how the body butter label was in the last clip. I'm gonna do 2. Okay, that's a little bit better. Okay, so our label size is 2 by 0.5 inches. This is just an example. Your products may need a bigger label. Your products may need a smaller label, but this is just an example of a label size that I want to do. So the first thing that I would do would be, of course, have what I need to go on the label, colors and things like that. Y'all know I like to set up a space to where I can just click and drag and have everything that I need right here. So I'm going to add another page, and then on the top page, I'm going to go ahead and grab my logo, which is not up here, it's down here. And I'm going to be using my Marie Collection logo just for the sake of it being a beauty type thing. Okay, so since I want my labels to be white, I'm going to use the logo that has the black Marie Collection Beauty and Branding. Of course, my colors are going to automatically show up since I do have this photo, but I still like to go ahead and create the little boxes where I put the colors that I'm going to use. So pink, and then it came up automatically. So pink, and then I'm going to duplicate it and make that one black. Also up here, if I wanted to use any elements like glitter or anything like that, I would put those up there as well. But this is a label, so we don't really need that. So getting right into the design, I want to section it off to where the front part of the label that's going to be on the front part of my product has its own spacing. So what I'm going to do is basically put a line right here in the middle of the label to show that's halfway in, that's the halfway mark of the label. And then I'm going to go in and put 2 lines around it just to make space for the middle section of the label. And then I'm going to remove this one because I no longer need it. So this will be the front part of the label. This will be where like the information like the ingredients or directions goes. This could be just a blank space or another space for your directions. That is so rude. Another space for your directions to go. But let's get into the design. Okay, so if you have seen the TikTok or reel, whatever, it's just a simple body butter label. I'm gonna go ahead and duplicate my logo and then just drag it down here. I had it sitting sideways like this, and notice how it lets you know your angle measurement. You want it to be 90 degrees if you want it straight up and down. And then you just place your logo where you want it. Let's see. From there, I'm going to put the name of the product. Did that need to be that big? I don't think so. Hello. Y'all know stuff just do what it want to do when I'm trying to show y'all. Okay. So it was body butter. Body butter. And I had it, oh my geez. Okay, y'all, so for all this pop-up stuff that's going on, I'm downloading Adobe Premiere to edit my videos. And I feel like I should have waited to do this before I downloaded it. But, you know, whatever. I'm just going to align it. If you saw, I took the spacing out because I hate when my words are spaced out like that. So I took the spacing out. And I'm going to go back in and align it again because it wasn't correct. Okay. And I'm just going to move it over here or wherever I want it. I like to make this box smaller. So when I'm working over here in this area, I'm not constantly clicking on this box. So we got our body butter. We're just going to say it's ultra hydrating or ultra moisturizing or something. Yeah, okay, that's cute. And these are my brand fonts. So basically, I like to work with the fonts that are used in my logo to keep everything consistent. We're just going to say that's ultra moisturizing. I don't even know if that makes sense, but it's going to make sense today. And then for this square, I'm going to put it basically as the background of this section right here. I think that might be too far out, but let's see. Yeah. Maybe center this. Okay. And I'm going to add the ounces. And I'm just going to use this as a subtext type thing. It's not one of my brand fonts. It's just a random font that I like. And I like to use it as like the small text in designs. Okay. So I'm going to position that in the middle. I think it is centered. Yep, it's centered. And basically this is the front of your label. Like simple. The name of the product, your logo, any key ingredients or like the benefits of your product, and then how much product is in the container. Next, we're going to go into ingredients and directions. So I'm going to copy this just to be lazy. No real reason, because I'm going to have to resize it anyways. But I'm going to copy that, and then I'm going to change it to how to use or directions or whatever information you want to include onto your product. I recommend letting your customers know how to use the product, but you know, it's your label. Do what you want to do. And then here we would just put how to use the product. I'm going to make a copy of this because I like to use it as, this is easy to read, and I like to use it as like filler text. I have dummy text, and I'm going to add that instead of actually coming up with instructions on how to use the product that I don't even have. So I grabbed some of my dummy text, and I'm just going to paste it here. Again, dummy text is just a filler I like to use it on my label templates just to keep me from having to like find ingredients and find things that I'm not making, to where my customers can just erase it and put their own things in there. But anyways, this is where we're going to put how to use the product. What I'm going to do is select both of these, copy it, and then paste it and put it on this side. And just make sure it's lined up. See how we got 21 all over the board? That means my spacing is even. I just need to get it lined up at the top. And there we go. So on this side, we're going to basically change this to ingredients. Hello. Ingredients. And move it over just so it'll be in the center like it was. Okay, I messed up something. I think I'm going to move this over just a tad so it'll be centered. Okay. There we go. And then dummy text here, but this is where you would put the ingredients in your products. With ingredients, if you're making cosmetics and probably any other thing, you want to list all of the ingredients in your products. A lot of people like to not list their ingredients because they think people are going to steal their product and things like that and make it themselves and try to sell it. It doesn't matter. Legally, you have to have your ingredients listed. So be sure to list your ingredients on your labels. Also, another thing I learned is that you must have like your business location and all of that listed on your labels as well. So I like to make a distributed by section on my labels. And if you're looking at products that you have in your home, this information is on there. So basically it will be distributed by. You put your business name. I'm just going to put Marie Collection. Where your business is located. So city, state, and your zip code. And you can also put your website. This information needs to be on your label. It doesn't matter where, just put it on there. And since I'm saying it doesn't matter where, I'm going to put it on this side because I do want to add some more information on the other side. So basically, you see how I'm resizing this one and I resize this one as well. I like to try to keep the fonts and everything the same size. So this one's 2.3, this one's 2. I'm going to change this one to 2. And I'm also going to change the spacing because it's a little bit too much spacing for me. So I'm going to put them both on 1, I think is going to be good. Yeah, 1. That way everything is consistent. This is not, I mean, your customers may notice it, but it makes your stuff look professional. It makes it look a lot better. So I'm going to move this over here. And the reason this is smaller is because it's smaller information. I mean, not smaller. The reason that this text is smaller is because it's extra information. This is not the focus of the label. So yeah. Then here I like to add, you can do like this product, this packaging is recyclable. You can do the cosmetic icons. You can do things like that. I like to put social media information under one of the sections. It doesn't matter which side, whichever side you prefer. But like social media handles, you can even put your website, like a QR code to where need more or ready to reorder or something like that. And they can just scan it straight from the product and purchase more. That's a cute idea. I didn't think about that until just now. So yeah, let's get back online. Thanks. And we are going to put Instagram. My go-to is Instagram. But of course, you have Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, Facebook. You can put all of that on here. Put all your information so they can find you. There is no excuse as to why you did not reorder, because all the information is on the product. Even though people don't read, I like to give them all the information. Okay, so I'm just going to make these the same size or very close to the same size. Select them both and put them in the middle of that. What I'm going to do is copy and paste this, put it over here, and just type in my handle, which is at Marie Collection.shop. I don't know. I don't use the page anymore. And then I'm going to size it down. I'm going to try to, that looks, yeah. And then like I was saying, you could do like a ready to reorder or ran out of product. Like just something. Oh, need more butter. Ooh, okay. Need more butter. Bam. And I would probably make that capital or something. But you want them to be able to see it. So basically, I mean, you can just play around with the size and how big and small you want everything to be. I'm going to go in and put a QR code. Oh, goodness. My website is no longer up, but it still works for stuff like this. Okay, so now we have a QR code, and we could just put that really small on the label. And it's like, hey, when you run out, just scan the QR code, and it'll take you right back to the website, and you can order some more. A lot of times, like for my design and marketing business, I have my QR code on my poly mailers, but it directs them straight to print products. Like it says need more prints, and then I have the QR code that takes them directly to the print services on my website. So if you're making your own labels and you want to do that, you can have this QR code take them directly back to the body butter, or even just straight to the homepage of the website, because they might want other stuff as well. But basically, this is the design for the wraparound label. Quick, simple, and it's going to be so cute once you print it out. All right, so getting into the circle labels. All right, we're back on the homepage again. Basically, we need a square. I want to make the circle labels maybe about a 2.5 or something like this. So I'm going to do a custom size, and I'm going to make it 2.5 by 2.5 and create a new design. Okay, so this is just the background for our circle label. Basically, what I'm going to do is create a circle label in this square. So the first thing you want to do is grab your shape, circle, and then you're just going to place it in the corner and then stretch it out as much as possible. See right here where the sizing is 2.5 by 2.5, and that's what size we want our label to be. So we're going to leave that there. I think a pink label would be cute, but maybe a pink border. So I want a pink border on my label. So I'm going to take another circle and just size this one down, and this is where our information will go. Let me make it white so you can see. I'm just going to place it in the center. So when this prints, I'll have a pink border, and then my actual label will be white. So I'm going to go grab the information from our last label, and we're just going to place it on another page. Okay, so basically what I did is just went right back to our last label, copied everything, pasted it here, so I'll have it to paste on this one. So for the circle label, I'm going to do it a different design because we have a smaller space to work with and the same amount of information. So basically we're putting the body butter in a circle jar, round jar, whatever you want to call it. And I want the logo to be this way this time. Move this out the way and make it bigger. I'm probably going to end up sizing it down more as we go, just to make sure we have enough space. So that's about where I want it to be. I'm going to also change this. Oh, okay. And make it bigger. We're still selling the same product, still body butter. Make sure it's centered. And like I said, I'm probably going to move stuff around a little bit more once everything is on here. And I'm just pulling the information from the last label and placing it on here. You wasn't supposed to move. Okay. I think I want this one to be lined up. That seems so ocky. Is there extra? It's not. Oh, it's just closer. Okay. Let's do that. Center that, and then I can move this in. There we go. Okay, ultra moisturizing. Why can I not say both those words together? Maybe that shouldn't be on the label. Okay. So, how to use. We're going to put that on there first. Why am I copying it? I can just drag it. I'm going to resize it so that it can be seen. When you're making labels, I like to put, you can get away with 6-point font, but usually 7-point and higher is the best, so that your customers be able to read the information that they need to on the labels. Like if it's something that's not really important, it doesn't have to be that big. Like your logo does not have to be as big as I have it here. And then I have all this extra space, so yeah. Like that'll be big enough because it's stretched out. But if you have a lot of information, make sure it's at a font that people can read it. And then here we go with the spacing again. See how it's 7 in between both of those, but I do have to resize this font because we want it to match that. So we're going to do 6.7 for now, and then just make sure it's centered. Okay, and then I'm just going to, this is already the size that I needed. I'm just going to move it here, and then there's 16 in between both of those. I'm going to bring it in a little bit so it's not hanging off, and then center it. Make this a tad bit bigger. Center it. And then, okay, I think I want this at the bottom. I feel like I can center it from this. No, I can't. That would be something to add. Like I just work for them people. All right, so here I still have, oh goodness. I still have space to add more information if I wanted to, but this is basically the same as our rectangle label. I'm gonna lock this so I can move this other stuff up. So if we wanted to put social media handles and everything, we could put it there. Me, I would probably do the QR code and then need more butter. But that's pretty much it for the circle label. Let me zoom out a little bit. So when you're doing these, it depends on what print vendor you're using. Sometimes they want this full thing with the square attached to it so that they can just trim around it. I usually save it like when I'm going to download, and this is a Canva Pro feature. If you don't have Canva Pro, then what are you doing? But I do a transparent background. That way you only have the circle. And I guess we'll use the circle one for our print vendor. And you just download it. You just download it. And then that's it. You go ahead and upload it. If you're printing it yourself, upload it to whatever site you're using to print your labels. Print it out. If you're purchasing from a vendor, then upload it to their site and allow them to print it out. But getting into our print vendor. So when I was creating my labels for my lip gloss business, Avery.com is the site that I use the most until I started using my Cricut and taking that route. But Avery.com is where you can print your own labels. They'll set them up on a template and you can print your own labels, or you can have them print them for you. You just gotta wait on them to get here. I stopped using that service because it takes about they got it down to like a week, but it takes about 2 weeks for custom printed labels. I used to just buy blank labels off of Amazon and just print them at home. So what we're going to do is find a template to fit our circle label. And I'm just going to click templates up here. And you can enter your product or template number. If you purchase blank labels from Avery, they'll have a number on the packaging. That number is the number that you put here. A lot of off-brand or alternate brands, they also give you their template number, or they'll be like compares to Avery template, da 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 da. So they'll have the number on there sometimes too. That way you can still use Avery to print your labels. So since we already know we need a circle label, we're going to go right here to round labels. And we have a 2-inch, which would be great if you want a 2-inch circle, but we have a 2.5. So we're going to go to the 2.5 and size is right here. I'll be clicking too fast. So this would be the number that's on your packaging. And you just type that in and it'll take you to this screen here. One thing about Avery, they give you templates to work with. So if you are new to creating your own labels, you can really just click one of these, put your information in, and go on about your business. I really like this one right here, but we made our own label. So we're going to select the blank one. If you're not subscribed to my channel, what are you doing? Sorry. Go ahead and subscribe. Follow me on TikTok. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Facebook at Evetta Made It. Okay? So y'all can see my work. Y'all can see all my recent product labels that I've done, all my packaging that I've done, flyers, the works. And if you need graphics done, my website will be linked in the description. I'm going to put it on the screen as well. Check it out. If you don't see something that you need done, email me. Oh, let me go back because I'm running my mouth and I didn't even. Okay. So this is the screen where you design your label. But we already designed our label in Canva. Okay. So we are just going to hit add image. The image is on my computer. So I'm going to leave it there and hit browse for file. It might be on my computer. My computer just do what it want to do. Okay. So here's our body butter. Round body butter label. And it's just going to load it up on here. Sometimes it goes ahead and sizes it to how it needs to be. Sometimes it does what it wants to do. So, Avery prints to the edge. So, what I should have did was left the square and made it pink. But this works just the same. So, it's centered. But, let's see if we can see. Oh, I did it right. Okay, so basically what you do is just, and I moved it. You just place the label where it needs to go to where you can see everything. It does have a safety area. Safety area is where all your text needs to be. So I kind of need to move this up some more. But yeah, and then the print to edge is this line out here. Basically, print to edge means your background. So like I was saying, I should have left the square and made it pink to where once it cuts, it'll still have the pink on it. Lesson learned for next time. So what we're going to do is preview it. I don't care. And can I zoom in? I can. So basically, this is what the label will look like. It's going to have white because I didn't do print to edge, but that's a lesson learned. This is what the label is going to look like when you print it or when you let them print it or whichever option you choose. And then now you have some beautiful DIY labels. You can be like, oh, I made my labels myself. My girl Evetta taught me how to create my own labels. It's free game, I mean. So here are the options. Oh, 20% off. This is what my problem is. Okay. You can print it yourself, which means you have to have label paper, sticker paper, whatever kind of paper you want to use, and just print them at home. Or you can let them print for you. They have amazing quality labels. You just have to wait on them. So if you're launching after you watch this video, don't do that. If you're launching after you watch this video, print them yourself. Or you can do both. Print them yourself so you'll have some on hand, and order them so that next drop you'll have even better labels. I know. Genius. Anyway, that is the end of this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. I'll see y'all in the next one.